Hi, I'm Brian Reynolds. I'm the writer and director of Monopoly. I've been in a polyamorous triad for the last 24 years. Um, we've only been open about that in the last 7 years. I didn't really know about the word polyamorous or that being a structured thing till pretty recently, like the last 10 years or so. I was in New York and I saw a play that speaks to polyamory. And it just wasn't my experience. I was like, okay, I know those people. I've seen those people before. I've met those people before. But that's not who I am as a person. It's certainly not what my triad is like as a group. I wanted my voice uh, to have a space for this experience, which is not usual for a lot of people. So the next morning on the plane home, I started writing it. I just started writing as fast as I could. And then finished it in about 36 hours. And then the next week we did a table read. And we did several table reads to get, feedback from my creative team, different voices, people who came to the table read. And then we did a full production that ran in Hollywood. The feedback on the play was fantastic. Since that closed, I've been talking to people, whether they saw the show or they heard about the show. They're like, when are you going to do it again? And I've always wanted to do it again. The smaller production allowed us to find out, well, what do we actually have? Well, we found out that people, A, really enjoyed it, and B, really wanted to see it. So we ran out of tickets. So for us, putting together a new production, a production with a bigger budget and with a longer run, allows us to bring this experience to more people. The more we take out the other from people, the less that people are an other, the more that we can have a dialogue of communication and a safe space for people to be who they are. When somebody is an other, then it's okay to marginalize them or to discriminate against them or whatever. So one of my desires is I would like this to be more of a discussion that people have, or, oh, I know something about that. I know a little bit about that. I've met a lot of people since the production and before the production who were very unhappy with their relationships. And when they found out that there was such a thing as an open relationship, they said, oh, I think that's me. And they became really happy. And that happened a lot after this show happened. People reached out to my wives, people reached out to me, people reached out to other members of the cast and said, I think I might be poly. And they became happier. So, if I can increase the happiness of the world at all, that's really cool too. I think if it gives poly people a roadmap to like, hey, here's how you can have a discussion. Or if it gives people who are not poly a primer on like, you don't have to ask all these questions because you've seen the play and you know the answer to all these questions, at least my version of those answers. The audience that I really want to get to is poly people who want to see themselves represented in a very positive way, people who don't even think of themselves as theater goers and give them a fun, sexy, comedy, heartfelt experience. And then, of course, all of our theater lovers who have heard, hey, this is a great show, it's a shame you missed it. Well, now you don't have to miss it, now you come see it. I don't know what we will get out of it, but I hope a lot. That's the dream, right? The dream is you write something that everybody enjoys and they maybe start thinking a little bit differently or they have a different perspective. That's like the holy grail of a writer.